Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It Down. So we found that toy shaped like Ivy last episode. I wanted to see if she wanted it. I'd love to get a puppy, but a dragon can't very well have a pet that can't fly. Does that make sense? Let's see if we have any new decrees we can issue. Also, speaking of Ivu, she did level up when I gained my next mythic rank. Alright, an army of thieves. A large group of suspicious individuals has arrived at the gates of Dresden. They wish to join the crusade. Officers have recognized a number of thieves and murderers among their ranks. It seems that the newcomers are only interested in spoils of war. Should they be accepted? Yeah, accept and take care of them. Raising Heroes Decree. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. Originally is certain that service in the Crusade reforms thieves, so she has assigned experienced officers to guide them. Along with combat training, they teach the bandits about honor and valor. Then the end of the world. Have we not read this one already? Yeah, because we chose this, I thought. I'll read it again anyway, in case I'm misremembering. Priests of various faiths are asking the commander to banish the followers of a very small sect that believes in the imminent demise of Galarian. These soothsayers scorn the gods with their words, and demand that everyone bow down before the inevitable end. Then we reconcile the sectarians with other priests. Upon hearing what Social, an adamant theologian, had to say, the sectarian spoke with the clergy and reached a certain consensus. They agreed to be more discreet. After all, the end of the world is coming either way. There's no reason to quarrel on its brink. Alright, let's study the Sword of Valor. The Sword of Valor, the great relic of the Crusades, mysteriously changed when coming into contact with the commander. What does this mean? Clerics and wizards could shed some light on the artifact's properties. Did I not do this? I've been expecting a military advisor for some time. Did I not do all these decrees? Maybe it's deja vu. Council of officers seasoned in the art of war will help the commander to implement new tactics and diversify his army's ranks with more skilled units. Alright, a solemn military parade honoring the commander will raise his glory and attract new volunteers under his command. Alright, works for me. Yeah, I swore I did most of that stuff already. Maybe I had looked at it and thought I did it? I don't know. So yeah, Ivy leveled up, so she has level 1 spells now. Only 4 of them. Nothing super exciting. Remove Fear could be good. Well, actually, you know what? Between my Cavalier and Paladin, probably not. We'll probably never have to use that. And then Cure Light Wounds. Also, I gave my main character the Book of Dreams and the Tankard of Free Spirit. Since I'm on the Azada path, all the summoned units from this get the Heroism spell effect. And since the Azada gets a bunch of summons between the Tankard of Free Spirit, the Mastodon, and the Movanic Deva, I think I get more bang for my buck with him having that equipped. Also, I went and looked at the merchants off camera as well. Wilmer, or is it Wilser? Wilmer? The old quartermaster sells a really good composite shortbow that would be great on a Ruchelet. And I do think that is an upgrade from her current one, but it's still a +3. I'm not really comfortable spending money on a +3 weapon to replace a +3 weapon. But it's a holy speed composite shortbow, which is awesome. How do I select this to cast this on it? Can I not? Whatever. Also, been teasing the idea of keeping a Ruchelet in the party permanently. So I think she really fits the Azada playthrough that I'm currently on. So I do plan on playing through this game once for every mythic path. And I think some companions fit certain mythic paths better than others. Like Ruchelet fits the Azada path. Reg will be good for like an Aeon playthrough, and so on and so forth. And so I might mix up the party depending on which path I'm currently playing. Plus, I think a Ruchelet would be a really good romance option for a Dampier, since I'm immune to level drain, and she's a succubus. I was planning on romancing Galfrey. But there's other mythic paths that I think would be more fitting for a Galfrey romance. The grove had long been dry and dead. The spiders that once occupied it had been slaughtered. Monstrous web cocoons hang from the branches, containing the remains of their victims, and a certain number of useful items that miraculously were not dissolved in the spider's corrosive drool. Chainmail of Dragonfly. This +3 chainmail can be activated once per day to grant all allies in a 30-foot radius a +1 insight bonus to dexterity, and to attack rolls against demons for 10 rounds. Well, that sounds fantastic, and not dissimilar to her other ability that I forget the name of. Where she shares her... the Ranger's Bond? I don't see it here. It's one where she shares her favored enemy bonuses with her allies. Alright, so we get Experienced Traveler. An army restores 10 additional movement points every day per level of this feat, and has +10 additional movement points. We're going to pick Master Maneuver 3. just so we're clear. Outflank. Flanking grants a +4 bonus to attack instead of a +2 bonus to attack. And Salvage. Defeating an enemy army adds 1,000 finance points. Alright, so what do we have here? Yeah, I guess we'll get the mounted scouts over to this army. Did I not level it up? Whoops. Also, I get summon elementals. So summons powerful or +3 power elementals. The type of the elemental is chosen randomly. It's an arcane spell. Alright, then you get this unit. Whoops. I did that wrong. You guys get back. Alright, let's start heading down towards Ruchelet's quest. The Greengates. Alright, so the Greengates. Looming over the surrounding landscape, this cliff is a natural fortification. A Sarkorian fortress once stood here, and the Crusaders built a fort on its ruins. Sadly, the human-built edifices were also turned into ruins. For many a year, the place has been ravaged by demons. Alright, before we do anything else, let's take care of Nenio. I don't know why she's suffering all that attribute damage.
Time's not waiting. Focus on the goal.
I will lend you my aid.
Also, you know what? Since Arushale is trained in trickery, we can finally take this off of Sela. Give it to Arushale. And have Sela equip this for the extra smite.
I will help where I can.
Meditate on your mistakes. You might make you feel better.
Are we ready to move out?
I will prove my worth.
Require my unbiased opinion?
I'm prepared.
Huh? Oh, yes, what?
Nice, a little bit of fishing going. Plus having Arushale in the party permanently splits the party in half like how I like to have it. 3 melee and 3 ranged. It just makes it easier to manage the party. I mean, ideally I have 6 melee classes, but that can become very tedious to deal with. I think we're all set. Here we are. The hag should be around here somewhere. She catches your eye, and a blush unexpectedly blooms on her cheeks. Quietly, in a near whisper, she adds, "Thank you for bringing me with you. This is important to me. Very important. Beware. You are dealing with a creature that is very old, very devious, and very dangerous. She may not be a demon, but she can move like one. If you hesitate, she'll slip from your grasp before you even know it. Fortunately, there is a relic of Desna in this very fortress, the Bell of Mercy. It will help you catch the hag, like a cat in a mouse trap. No, wait, you don't say that, do you? Like a mouse in a cat trap. Never mind. What matters is that you must catch her. The right way to say it is a mouse in a mouse trap. Yep. I can see how you got confused. All those boring words. I get them mixed up all the time too. What if everybody said, catch a bee in a bear trap? Or maybe a moose in a fox trap? A manticore in a unicorn trap? A hedgehog? No. I don't want to catch a hedgehog. They're too prickly. And how about a rabbit in a goat trap? I was distracted thinking up new combinations, no longer paying any attention to those around her. What can you tell me about this hag? Did you know there are different kinds of hags? Zerunica is one of the more terrifying types, an Annis hag. This flesh eater possesses frightening evil magic powers. She's not a demon, but she is far more cunning than any inhabitants of the Abyss. Don't listen to her rigmarole, and don't believe her evasions. Just grab her, put a knife to her throat, and demand straight answers. Don't forget, like demons, she can travel huge distances using magic, but the sound of the bell will stop her from slipping away. How will this bell help us? It is an ancient relic of Desna. The Crusaders brought it here when there was still hope that Sarkoris could be retaken easily. Then the world wound expanded, and the Crusaders were forced to retreat, leaving the bell behind. The demons tried to corrupt it or destroy it, but they couldn't. The bell burned them when they touched it. They managed to rip the bell's clapper from it, but they didn't take it far. Look for it. It should be around here somewhere. Desna imbued the bell with powerful protective magic. If you strike it, all demons in their ilk inside the fortress will be unable to move. If the hag cannot move, they'll not be able to evade you. There really is a holy relic here. We are honor-bound to return it. It's not a question of military strategy. It is a question of faith. And of strategy, because imagine having that on the battlefield. Like two armies are charging towards each other. You ding the bell. The demon army is no longer charging. They lose all their momentum. And then they get overrun. How did you know the hag would be here? We know each other of old. Actually, that's not quite true. We've never met in person, but I've been tracking her for quite some time. She shows up here and there, but every time I try to pin her down, she vanishes. I hope this time she won't slip away so easily. Virtually seems agitated. You detect a tremor in her voice. It seems hunting this hag means an awful lot to her. You have a sneaking suspicion that Succubus has not told you the full story. You don't say. I understand. Let's do it. May Desna aid us.
As it should be.
Can't hide from me.
I shall not be swayed from my path. I've finished here. Is there more?
That is not far.
Like quick save before something bad happens. You can never be too careful.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I can't charge? Why can't I charge? Oh, my mount must be affected by something. I don't see anything.
Mind over muscle.
You have no idea why I can't charge. I don't see anything, any debuffs. So, that's lame.
Be gone, fiend!
Oh, you don't need to be wasting Phantasmal Killer right now, do you?
You should have listened to reason.
Fall! Into this!
Yeah, we didn't take a single hit there. That's pretty good. Look at us go. Eridan's Wrath. That sounds like a really cool item. What do we have? Newest to oldest. This lone scabbard without a blade that belonged inside seems out of place. The overall design is reminiscent of the Eridan's era and his clerics. The marks on the scabbard suggest that the clerics have died saving people from demons when the world wound opened, despite having lost their powers after the death of their deity. However, even now you can wield the powers once bound to this item. I think it's supposed to be bound to this item. This holy scabbard, while equipped, alters Paladin Smite Evil class ability, changing the type of armor class bonus it grants from deflection to sacred. Additionally, The wearer's first attack every round deals additional 1 to 4 divine damage. Evil characters can't equip it. Well, Sela, we just got you.
This
Oh, it goes down
doesn't
here.
suit me.
Okay, cool. This might also be better on something like Arushale, since we don't have more armors or bracers for her yet. Sela's not really our damage dealer.
I'll go ahead.
Something over there.
Please, allow me. I sense something. I'm glad I was useful to you. I finished here. Is there more?
I guess we go this way first.
Please, be careful.
Bell of Mercy Clapper. The demons cannot destroy Desna's sacred relic, but they did manage to silence it for a time. Alright, let's see what's across the rubble.
Thanks, Lan.
What a
You're so
find.
awesome, Lan.
Alright, so we're about to get hit by a fireball. For nothing. Look at us go. Alright, these stairs go up. I'm assuming the bell's at the top of the stairs. That would make sense to me.
Friend, my dream. I will resist.
Alright, just come down front to back.
Make every strike count.
You're irrelevant.
Ton of scrolls. Nothing that really stands out to me though. Windmaster Helmet. Somebody grants the wearer +4 bonus to initiative. Well, you can't go wrong with that. She's got nothing else going on right now, so congratulations, you can have that. Oh. Didn't even see that path right there.
Anything new?
Alright, let's play this smart.
No mistakes. Our victory is certain.
Prepare yourself.
The light take you.
Alright, we just cut him down, no
Let's
problem.
try this one.
So far, so good.
This will hurt.
You've crossed the wrong
Let's see,
mongrel.
Social, we go ahead and dispel magic here. Get rid of that mirror image. Nonsense.
Desna,
Easy peasy.
guide my hand.
Yeah, so far. Plus the, I don't know, Bruce Lee feels really powerful as well. Not that Reginald didn't, but
I know the way.
he also had to be on the front lines. He's taking up space, and I feel like he went down pretty often too. Baruchele is less likely to go down because she's ranged. The belfry. Alright, so the bell might be in there. This grave is well tended. It's much more recent than the chapel beside it. There's no name on the tombstone, like an elegant butterfly of Desna. Oh, is that... This is where, the priest or priestess that Baruchele killed is probably buried, right? Well, let's not go inside the building yet. Let's finish exploring outside first. Yeah, I guarantee that that grave is where the priestess that Baruchele killed is at, the one that set her on her path. Nope. Nope, nope. Ah, Baruchele, my dear. Are you there? And you brought friends. Good, good. All the more for me.
Break against our resolve.
I'll remove this obstacle.
She shouldn't be up front. Oh, forgot to activate that. That's fine.
You should have listened to reason.
A calculated risk.
Stop, stop. What are you doing, ye reprobates? The beaten hag cowers on the rocks. Gone is the terrifying monster you were just fighting, and in its place is a small and frightened old woman. Why do you treat an old biddy like me so harshly? Haven't you any shame, you great brutes? Pardon me, Don Quixote, but I have a sneaking suspicion that a monstrous mistake has been made, and that we are threatening an innocent old woman with retribution. And her only crime is to have settled here in these very sinister ruins, for reasons known only to herself. Please tell me I'm wrong. You are wrong, because she's a cannibal. Don't listen to her. She's just stalling for time. Baruchele raises her weapon. What do you know about the demons with the strange abilities? Where are they coming from? Speak. What demons? What are you on about? Under Baruchele's cold gaze, the hag's face breaks into a grandmotherly smile. Ah, now, those demons. Wouldn't they be friends of yours, Aru, my dear? What are you picking on poor old me for then? I tell you everything I know, but you know far more than me on that score. The color drains from Baruchele's face. The hag's smile grows wider, stretching from ear to ear. My little chicken, don't tell me you haven't told your new toys all that. Kept it to yourself, did ye? The hag burst into screeching laughter before turning her gaze on you. Take pity on an old woman. Let me go before any more harm's done. You better have a word with your little demoness about those demons. You liar. I've never been to the Ivory Sanctum. Baruchele's desperate outburst is drowned out by another round of cackling from the hag. Where is it you say you've never been, eh? Where? Like you haven't been sniffing round it, seeing who comes and who goes? You didn't see all that. I suppose you don't even know the password neither, I. The hag looks at you. You demon girl's lying through her teeth, as per usual. Baruchele, is this true? You've known all along where the strange demons were coming from. You don't understand. Baruchele drops her gaze. I lied to you. I used you. I could have told you where to look for those demons right away, but I needed someone who could help me get rid of the hag. When I was freed from the dungeons of Dresden, the demons set her on my trail. I could not have dealt with her single-handedly. Hearing this, the old woman lets out a screeching cackle that shakes her whole body. What are you laughing at? It doesn't matter what I've done. You won't be leaving here alive. Wait, don't kill the hag. I want to ask her about something. Bruce gives a reluctant nod, but doesn't lower her weapon. Alright, but don't let this lying filth confuse you. I'm the lying filth here, am I? Now that's the pot calling the kettle black, Arusha lie. Ha ha ha. Who are you? Who, me? I'm just a humble old soul, peaceful as they come. Lived here a fair old while, since the days when these lands were green. No one had ever heard tell of demons before. Us hags aren't as wicked as people make us out to be. That's just nasty gossip. People don't know us. They don't understand us. That's why they fear us. They trot out all sorts of rubbish, that we feast on human flesh, and we bow down to demons and the like. Truth is, we're Fae. Genuine Fae. There's even a tale about it. Want to hear it? Oh wow, I want to hear it. Maybe you can also teach me a few conjuring tricks, and I can go around telling folks that I'm Fae, not a hideous man-eating monster. You wrongly think that you are similar to this creature. Yes, your features are distorted by a curse, but... Lance stopped Socio with a hostile look. You just skipped to the part about my inner purity, my noble soul, and the irrepressible goodness in my heart. Or have you come up with new material? No? I thought not. Madam Hag, I'd like to ask you some questions about human flesh, if I may. A pencil and paper appear in Nenio's hands. Tell me, how much meat does one hag consume in a day? How many villages of average size are necessary to feed a hag on an ongoing basis without the population being reduced to zero? Are you so scrawny because you constantly undereat? The hag's eyes flash momentarily. A sickly sweet smile appears on her face. It's all nonsense, it is. If it's not nonsense, then it's got nothing to do with poor old me. I eat roots and berries, mushrooms too. I've never eaten human flesh in my life. You live in a place where it's raining blood. I don't know if I believe you. Tell us your tale. We'll listen. Listen well. It was a long time ago, so long ago it's now beyond remembering, when there lived 3 sisters in the first world, in a forest known as the Cimarron. Beautiful they were, the sisters, the kind of beauties that make folks stop and stare. Suitors came from all corners of the land to woo them, but the sisters just laughed, and they boasted to each other about the fine gifts they received. They boasted and bragged until a century had passed, then another, and bit by bit, the sisterly affection turned into a deadly rivalry. Each sister wanted to show up the other two, and win the suitors away from them, and grab all the riches for herself. Their magical forest, sensing this shift, changed too. Thorns and barbs sprang up everywhere. The animals sprouted fangs and horns. Even the little birds began to squawk vile curses and oaths in place of pretty tunes. Matchmakers came less and less after that, until the road to the Cimarron was forgotten altogether. As she tells the tale, Tag grunts between words, lisping and smacking her lips. Her gnarled fingers are also twitching, sketching intricate symbols. Oh, watch out. She's casting some kind of spell. Trying to trick us, is she? It won't work. With unmatched speed, Bruchley attacks the hag. She screeches her last rasping cackle, which soon turns into a strangled gurgle. Bruchley's eyes are plaintive as she holds her gaze. There's much I have to explain, to confess. But first, please, there's something I want to show you. Come, it's not far. Also, I'm pretty sure we leveled up after killing the hag. Bruchley approaches the grave. It is small, but surprisingly well maintained, given the surrounding squalor and neglect. Bruchley touches the cold stone, decorated with a Desna butterfly, like she's greeting an old friend. Silently, she turns to you, retrieves a map from her bag, makes a mark on it, and holds it out to you. First things first. Here. I wasn't lying to you about this. That's where you find the Ivory Sanctum, and in it, the secret of the demons with the strange powers. The entrance is hidden under a pile of skulls. I don't know how to open it, and I have never been inside. The cultists enter it somehow, which means that you can find a way to get inside. Who does this grave belong to? My last victim. She was a priestess of Desna. I seduced her and drained her soul. She died in my arms, and I decided to bask in her final reveries, so I dove into her fading mind. Dreams are Desna's domain. The goddess noticed my sacrilege, but for some reason, she showed me mercy instead of punishment. She opened my eyes to who I was and who I could be. When I returned to my senses, the first thing I did was bury my final victim here, and to make a vow before her grave that I would atone for everything I had done. I didn't even know who she was. I seduced her, deceived her, and killed her, and she saved my soul. Bruce wipes her eyes. Only I could die and give her back her life, but I can't, Don Quixote. All I can do is live on and help those who are still alive. I never thought I'd say this to a demon, but if you want to share your pain and unburden yourself, come to me. I will listen and not judge you. The succubus nods solemnly. I'll come. I'm tired of carrying all of it inside me, of suffering in silence. I want to confess all my sins before another living being, not a silent grave. How did you know the hag would be here? When I was freed in Dresden, demons set her on my trail. She failed to catch me, but she took a hostage of a sort. Bruce once again runs her fingers over the granite tombstone. She threatened to corrupt this grave if I didn't come here and surrender. I knew I could not defeat her on my own, so I used you. I used a lie to get you here so you would help me kill her. Forgive me. I'm sorry. And how did you know about the Bell of Mercy? This place, the fortress and the bell tower. I saw them in the dreams of the person lying in this grave. She was on her way here for the bell. She wanted to take it from here and return it to the Crusaders in Canabris. But she never made it here. Because she met me. I killed her and devoured her dreams. Or rather, they devoured me. That's why when I re-emerged from the dream realm, I buried her here. I thought it was the right thing to do. I wanted to return the bell to the Crusaders for a long time, but she brings a hand to her face. The barest brush and bell burns my impure fingers. Why did you have to lie? You could have just asked for help. I was afraid. Afraid that you'd refuse if there was nothing in it for you. I was afraid you wouldn't believe me. And I'm a demon, Don Quixote. For centuries, it was all I knew. If you want something, you get it by lying or by force. Luring you here was so easy, so natural. Lies and manipulation, they are my native language, one I have spoken my entire life. Asking for a favor, now that is a foreign notion that I've only begun to learn. Don't think I'm trying to justify what I did. I know my lie was despicable. I knew that perfectly well when I lied to you. I knew it was a step backward, back to the old Arushalet, and I still did it. There is no excuse for it. I just want you to understand me. Well, thank you for the map. I appreciate your help. The succubus shakes her head. I lied to you. You trusted me. I used you to get rid of the hag. This doesn't assuage my guilt, but it is the least I can do. Alright, everything is clear now. So, what are you going to do with me? Bruce waits with bated breath, her eyes locked on yours. You see fear and sadness there, and also the tiniest flicker of hope. Say what you want, but we can't push her away. That's what I think. The fact that she's a demon only means that her path to atonement started in the abyss itself. It'll be much longer than others. It means that she needs more help, not less. I forgive you, and please, try to forgive yourself. Thank you, Bruce whispers. I will try. Alright, so we did level up. I'm going to go back over here to the body, see if there's anything we can loot off the hag. Call it an episode, and in the next one we'll finish exploring this area. There's loot over here somewhere too. I don't know which one of these demons I can loot. Oh, there it is. That's right, there's a babao in that pile of demon corpses somewhere. Crippling Kiss. Quiver of Cursed Thorns. Need to remember to use the quivers. Yeah, I know how an enhanced weapon works. Thank you. So it's an S-Stock. So whenever this +3 keen S-Stock confirms a critical hit on an enemy, the target suffers a stacking -2 penalty on attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks until the end of combat. An amulet of circulating blood. Whenever the wearer of this amulet is under a blood rage effect, they gain fast healing 5 for the duration of the effect. This amulet can only be worn by a blood rager. That's neat. Then a quarterstaff +4. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next episode, we'll finish exploring this area. Probably head back to Dresden,
That is not far.
and then head back out again. The military advisor should probably be there by then. We can finally speak to them, and I think that's the last like council head that we have to speak to. We've done logistics, we've done diplomacy, we've done another one, I thought. So you had the, was it Kimono, or whatever her name was, Kimoko? The Kitsune. We had the dwarf. Oh, we had the Oread. I forgot what he's in charge of, though. Either way, we'll deal with that next time. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys there.